what is it?
Just
Podcasting?
for your bugle.
Bugles.
Are you getting us into it?
Bugles.
Yeah, well,
Who's got the rock?
the new rock.
Well, anyone that would be listening, that it's not Rollo's voice. That's the voice of Shadow.
Shadow. Yep.
Shadows.
Sam Durdin's with us today. So
Rollo's up in Gold Coast living his best life. So he, he's absent. So
we thought we'd
scraped
scrape
the barrel and had.
Not going to lie, mate. There's probably 4 or 5 people ahead of you, but
I'd like to know who, but no, guys, thanks for having me.
Is this your podcast debut? Like, have you ever been on a podcast before?
Never been on podcasts.
Wow.
I've been like a guest, obviously, but like
No, you
ring up
Have
for 2 minutes.
what guests have you
one?
been on?
Oh, I couldn't tell. There's been so many. But who's your competitors? I'll jump on there. No. Yeah, I've been looking forward to this for a while, lads.
Are you a listener? Do you listen every week?
I
Thoughts on
listen
the podcast in
most
general?
weeks. Yeah, most weeks I listen to.
Yeah.
Only the funny ones. A few of them put me to sleep, but
Right.
don't know if that's Rollo or not. But could be.
I
you
would have
boys.
thought so, yeah.
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 If you actually do well today, I think Rollo's spot might be up for up for grabs.
We always
again.
do say that when Rollo's
Last
not
year
in.
he had a week off, and who filled in for him?
He was only away for 1 or 2. But we got a few people to call in and practice and
Yeah, okay.
sort of test out that position. So
MJ just said I'm getting his pay for today, so
yeah, wow,
so that's good. That's off to a good start.
not much.
Yeah.
Stiff, mate.
Just for some background, obviously we both played. I'm lucky enough to be playing with Sam at Carlton now, and Durd's obviously had 6 years with Ben at North.
Yeah,
so
6 or 7,
obviously
yep.
we're good mates of both of us. So
Yep.
yeah, I've known you for a little while now, Shads.
Yeah. Unfortunately, got to know you boys, but
Do you want to explain where the nickname Shadow comes from?
well, let's start. You're both my shadows, to be honest. Benny was my shadow at North Melbourne. We played alongside each other, and he just wanted to be like me, playing in the twos and the twos.
This is
So Shadow meaning that obviously as your shadow, they're right next to you the whole time.
Follows you around like a shadow.
Yeah.
yeah, we get the analogy. Yeah.
No, some of the listeners might not.
Well,
I don't know. Might need to explain that to you a few times, Benny. But yeah, you were my shadow back in the twos days.
2s development league days.
Yeah, they were the days.
They were the days.
And since being at Carlton, Harry, you've been tagging me at training.
I've heard this.
Well,
Well,
actually, I think
You kill him at training, don't you? Apparently,
absolutely
This is-
destroy him.
yeah.
And it's good because you want
You want good
different
competition.
strings to the
Yeah,
bow, and I
yeah.
think Harry down the track, if need be, could play a defensive role on a back.
Yep.
Because he's got that under his belt now.
Yeah, and
play on a mate,
maybe Harry's in good form this year because you've been flogging him at training. So come game day, it's a bit easier.
Yeah, that's all right.
yeah, for me, it's always confidence boosting. Like, even if I'm a little bit sore, a little bit tired, rocking up to a session, knowing that I've got to play in Durds and I can easily get a kick.
Nah, to be
matter what.
honest,
So
in the last 2 years, I reckon Harry's kicked about 1,500 goals on me, so it's all right. But
That's
he's
all right,
flying, so
Yeah.
I'm playing my role, and that's all the club needs me to do.
yeah.
Yeah.
So hence he's called my shadow because he's always following me around.
Shads.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Well,
we've digressed.
You do get Nigel a bit, don't you?
Yes, Nigel.
Yep.
Why is-
Give
why
us
is that?
Yeah, why is that?
The
The listeners might not know.
you guys
Why are
love
they
an
blind?
explanation. Nigel Thornbury. Yeah, it's
Yep.
from the Wild Thornburys.
Yep.
Yeah, redhead with a red moustache and a big nose.
The
So.
dead ringer.
Dead ringer, apparently.
I don't actually see it.
You don't?
No.
Open your eyes and look again, mate.
That's
Anyway, we'll get into this or that because we have digressed. So
This or that.
I'm not even sure how I'm going to pronounce this. I'm going to go with Gerolsteiner, G-E-R. So
Oh, you're
Durds,
gonna
you have to write this down.
So basically, Harry will read
Gerald
out
Steiner.
a word, and we've got to guess what that word means.
You should know this if you listen
Yeah,
to the show.
I've listened to the show, Benny. I've said that before.
Well, you gave me that blank look that you didn't know what was going on.
I just didn't know how to write. That's
So
all.
Gerolsteiner.
Gerald Stone.
That's a
Gerolsteiner,
a Belgian beer.
So is it a premium sparkling water brand from Germany or a name of the fictional town from popular Australian crime drama Stockinger?
I reckon it's the water.
Okay.
Just Rollo needs me to get this, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Rollo's not great at these sort of things.
Oh, he's pretty good.
Nah, I'll go to the fictional town.
Unfortunately, Shads, you're wrong.
Oh,
Yeah.
who's Shads?
Sorry. other shads.
Oh,
So
Dirds,
Ben,
sorry.
Ben's right. Dirds is wrong. Ben's right.
Bang.
Ah,
I haven't
sorry,
won one in a
Rollo.
while, so I'm happy with that.
What up, mate?
I'll take it.
Do you think it's pretty like creative how I come up with those every week?
It must be a last minute thing, isn't it?
No.
Actually, you
Well,
drove me in today, and you were last minute as you were parking. Oh, what can I do for this or that?
Well, notoriously, he doesn't do his own research and get someone else to help him out. So
No, I don't.
you do. You've openly admitted that on air.
by the way, this game is a cracking game. Who'd come up with that?
This or that.
Yeah.
Ah,
Oh, here we go.
I can't remember actually. Yeah.
This is breaking news.
Ah,
Are you
big
cla-
Nige. Yeah.
Was it Nigel?
Yeah. Hey, you were stuck. You're like, oh, need more content for this pod. I was like, mate, leave it with me.
No, it wasn't. I remember.
That's a big allegation.
We were sitting in the room, change room,
I trust you there.
and I was telling you that I was trying to think of a good game to start, and you might have had a few suggestions.
I'd
They
give
got
my
me
life for this
thinking-
pod.
Give
Which
credit
then
where
I-
credit's due. If he's
No, he sparked a thought in my brain, which then thought of this or that. So technically,
You come up with the title of it.
mate, it's my creation.
you created the game.
Oh,
You
well
were the idea of it.
You know, bloody
Yeah,
rambling.
We are.
Dude, you're meant to be the anchor, mate. You're meant to keep it
Yeah,
on
I'm probably
track.
the one rambling, but oh well.
Yeah, true.
Footy chat. Bit of footy chat, dude.
Footy
What do you got
chat.
for us?
Bad luck on the weekend, Ben.
Benny, talk us through it, mate.
Yeah, talk us through. What were you thinking?
Not a
Maybe we
great
can go
result
from
for the boys, but
Yeah, keep going. Yep.
Yeah, obviously it was
rundown.
pretty disappointing. It was wet and slippery night at the G, and we started pretty well the first half. We're pretty happy with where things are at, and came into halftime pretty confident. And then I think from an external point of view, the whole narrative is we didn't kick straight and burned opportunities, whatnot. But I don't think you can put it down to just that thing. I think we behind the footy were a bit unorganised and let them dictate a bit too much, and they're really skillful, especially in the wet still as well. So there's probably a few things, but I don't think that the narrative externally of we just we weren't kicking straight. We had more inside 50s, etc. But we got plenty of work to do. But I think holistically it wasn't just one thing. It was some stuff behind the footy. Again, probably not challenging enough offensively as well. So a few things to tidy up on, but overall, probably a tale of two halves, I reckon, Chads.
very good, Chads. How's Scotty going, by the way? Obviously,
Scotty, obviously a
coach of
mutual-
mine back in the day.
Yeah, of course.
Great man.
Well,
Copped a few sprays from him as well, but
there's quite a lot of people at Essendon, like Benny Jacobs is our backs coach.
Yep.
Obviously Goldie, former teammates of yours. Scotty's good. He's such a level head on him, and he's been great for the group. He's very generous with how he goes about it. He's very caring behind the scenes, and a lot of everyone around the club is very grateful to have him, and he's very good at steering the ship. I reckon he doesn't get flustered very often, keeps a level head, and I'm sure he gets frustrated behind the scenes, but is very aware of how he comes across to the playing group. So I got a lot of time for Scotty, and he's been great for me personally and as a group. And it's nice to see a way forward with someone, and really admire and respect how he goes about it. So I'm sure you probably got a similar view. We didn't play a lot when we were at North, obviously, but he was a really tactically like a really good coach, and not much has changed in that department. Yeah,
You guys played twos, right?
yeah, development league. Yep.
correct. Yeah.
Some good players have played twos.
Yeah.
And Alex
I
Rance.
played twos.
Not
Absolutely.
you.
And look at you guys now. Now, some of us get stuck down at that level, maybe, and maybe I'm one of those, but twos.
Do you remember that day? Do you remember that day down in
go down to
Sandringham?
go up sometimes.
Remember that day down in Sandringham? It was like it was so cold. We both wore long sleeves.
Benny and I got dropped at twos.
So
That's
twos
what lower-
for everyone. So that's like there used to be obviously the AFL, the VFL, and then the VFL had like a development league that would play as well. So if you weren't playing good enough to play VFL, you'd play VFL development.
So the problem was
hence twos.
correct. So we were aligned with Werribee. So ultimately Werribee picked the team. So the North Melbourne affiliate, our coaches couldn't necessarily decide who played. So Werribee always got the final say. So there was a lot of key forwards or key position players back in that time. So and our form obviously wasn't great. So we got delegated to the twos. And I remember this one day down in Sandringham, it would have been, I don't know.
It was
3 or 4
torrential.
degrees.
It
Like,
was
it was horrible.
sideways rain, and it was
It was
8:30, 9 o'clock.
It was a
in the
9
morning.
o'clock start. Yeah.
It
On a
was
Sunday
so
morning.
early.
Yeah, it was horrible. We both made a decision to wear long sleeves before the game. We were like, whatever, we're just going to wear it. I think you started okay as well. We both kicked a couple or one or two in
Kicked
the
a couple
first.
early ones.
Then you
and
hurt yourself, didn't you?
I got injured 4/4 time. I was like, oh, there it is. My confidence is going to be through the roof. And of course, an injury pops up. But
Yeah.
you played well, I reckon, that day.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Playing well in the twos too. So.
You'd hope so.
Feather in the cap, that is. Well done.
Yeah, we got some questions.
Yeah.
So, Dirds, this is where you've got to be a bit sharper.
Oh, well,
To see the rundown.
I've come
sheet,
here
you're
about 2 minutes before we've started, and you're going, yeah, steer the ship, and yeah, it's like
So
reading
you'd be
a different
like
language.
Aiden from the factory's got
So
a
be like, yeah, we've got a
Okay.
few questions
Okay.
about the Geelong Essendon game. Here's Aiden from the
Okay,
factory.
you boys ready? Benny.
I'm ready, mate.
So we've got Aiden from the factory, and he's got a question for you, mate. How do
No,
you keep...
no.
Guys,
It's an
Aiden
audio
straight from
question.
the factory
Oh.
again. I'm just wondering, I just got a question for Ben. After the series of unfortunate events, as Brad Scott put it, obviously that killed all the momentum of the Bombers, and I'm just wondering how you try to deal with that mentally. Anyway, go Dons. Hopefully we can get up this week.
That tractor noise in the background.
Aiden busy at work.
Yeah, it's a good question. I think we're all human and can get frustrated at times. I think probably the one Aiden's referring to is Jai Menzies' deliberate rush, which, without being too controversial, I think as players there's still a massive grey area in that space. So whether the club seek clarification, I'm not sure, but ultimately the umpires get the final say, and it's our ability to move on. And there's probably a couple tedious decisions probably in that 5-minute period where they didn't go our way. I'm probably on the other side of that's not ideal, but it didn't change the game. I don't think I don't think that was the defining moment that if that had gone our way, things would have been different. I think it's a part of the game that every week there's going to be decisions that frustrate other teams. So although it is frustrating, probably more as fans, they can put their frustration onto one thing. I don't think it defined the game at all, to be honest. But as players, we work pretty hard on our mental skills to move on, accept what's happened, and the next phase, next moment sort of thing, mentality. So that's something we work pretty hard on, Aiden. Although it's frustrating and we are human, it's our ability to move on and accept what's happened and the next phase of play, Shad. So it's a good question though, because I'm sure that the supporters are pretty frustrated. But as a player, I don't think it defined too much of the game. Although it's frustrating. Yeah.
That's well said, mate. I think the umpires do have a pretty tough job.
They do, of course they do.
They're big decisions to make in big games, but
Yeah, and
unfortunately it didn't go your way.
Yeah,
Nice
but then
shots.
you could break down
What was it? What even happened? I didn't even watch it. What was it?
Jai Menzies. He was within the 9-metre goal square line, which to the letter of the law, if you're within that line and there's pressure, you can rush it through. So he was well and truly within that 9-metre mark and had a couple of Geelong players sort of half ushering him over the line, and then the umpire played deliberate. So,
Do you want my opinion on it?
But
Deliberate.
well,
Stiff, but valid, mate.
but I
I don't reckon the Geelong guys pressured him overly enough.
But the letter of the law says if you're within 9 metres and someone's in that area, you can rush it over. So I mean,
Yeah, okay.
yeah, I think it's up for.
But also,
debate,
so you lost by 45 points.
no, man, what did I just say before? I'm not.
No, I'm just saying, why is there so much uproar? I haven't heard
It was
anything.
it was an important part of the game. I think is where the frustration is coming from. It was halfway through the third quarter. I think the scores are basically even. So that was where the frustration, and we gave up 4 or 5 goals after that. So I don't think it was at all the reason why we lost, but it was just more a frustration point. I think every game at the moment, Dirds, is a moment or an umpiring decision where people are dirty on, but that's our game. And as you said, that the umps have got a pretty tough job. So, they're doing the best they can. Yeah.
Well said.
Yep.
Next
I think we've got
question.
one more as well. Yep.
Yeah, mine
Francis.
introducing
We've got
them.
Francis from Hoppers
Francis.
Crossing.
Yeah, Francis Hoppers Crossing.
Hey guys, Francis from Hoppers Crossing here. I just saw Tom DeConey walking into the G Saturday night, probably to watch his brother. Did you end up going, Harry? Maybe to watch your brother? Just curious. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Francis. That's a
Ooh.
good question.
Francis, yeah, thank you. No, I did not go
Why?
because, one, I don't particularly like going to the football. So I probably wouldn't go anyway. And then, 2, we had a game the next day, so that wouldn't be great prep. Wouldn't have thought.
No,
So-
I'll forgive you on this case, mate.
So
But
you,
no-
you haven't been to any of Benny's games?
I think I've been to maybe 1 or 2 in his first year, but the last one I went to was his 50th game in 2020,
I'm not too dissimilar.
2021. I just
Other than the final last year against who'd you play in Melbourne? Was it? Or who was the first final?
Sydney.
Other than that, I've been to 2 or 3 as well.
Really?
So, yeah.
Do you guys like each other or not?
Well, if you listen to the podcast, mate, you
No,
know the
but it's also I find it probably better just watching it at home, just in the comfort of your own house. But that's just me personally. I know a lot of people love going to the footy. It's a great environment, but as a player, when you experience that every week, like it's not something you go and chase in on the weekend.
Yep.
When you're not playing, so
I wish you got to go to his first game. Do you know what happened that day?
That's a story.
yeah. I
would love for you to give the listeners a rundown on what happened in my first game up in Brizzy.
Yeah, so Benny didn't get through the whole game, unfortunately, and
Was in hospital. Yep.
Yeah, he was in hospital. Didn't get to sing the song. We won that day. Rare occasion for North, but no, that's a cheap.
That's so cheap.
No. Yeah, and it was off a little incident, and I don't know what you were doing. There's a big high ball come in,
I was
D50.
defending my bloke like a normal
you were
defender
coming
does.
stupidly back with the flight.
No, I was coming.
and
Anyway, I'm not going to argue.
I was planning in the ruck, I think, at that point,
No.
coming through the line of the ball.
You were going off to the interchange and you saw the ball transitioning on the open side and you thought, oh well, I'll slide and help defenders, which is great.
He's obviously watched his back a few times.
You're probably
This
thinking
is
you get
7
a cheap
years
kick,
ago.
I reckon.
Yeah, well, I need.
I think you had your tail
the
up.
contract.
You kicked your first goal, didn't you? Like not long before that or something.
Yeah, I kicked the first of the day.
Yeah, that's
got
right.
the boys going.
And
But
then
yeah, I've
Dirge-
come through the big fist, and
Then collected me with his elbow out like a light. I don't remember like 45 minutes of my life. It's pretty scary actually. But got shipped off to hospital. I remember saying to the doctors, let me just sing the song. Like I think this was at 3/4 time. We're up by like 70 points or something. And I just said, I'd just love to sing the song. Please let me sing the song. And they're like, mate, you've been concussed. We're taking you to the hospital. Bad luck. And then this big idiot over here tweeted on after the game.
keyboard warrior.
Keyboard warrior, exactly. That he said, how'd you go singing the song?
I was generally
remember that.
asking.
That was actually very funny. I remember reading that.
That was the start of our, I don't know, our feud, I suppose. But
I think I did it on Twitter with the photo of Ben getting stretched off.
Don't like, mate. There's actually a very good photo of the impact of my elbow in your head.
we'll have to bring
which
it
I've
up. I'm
sent
sure we'll
out.
clip this on Instagram or something.
Yeah.
But not a very memorable. It's not a word.
What?
Memorable.
Memorable. Are you still
Yeah.
concussed?
So the English language, right? It's the word that we use.
Forgetful day is what I'm trying to say. But there you go.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
Very
What on,
good.
mate? Shaz, this is where you
Oh,
got to be a
okay.
bit sharper, mate.
It's-
You got to
Well-
know one step ahead.
mate, I'm a bit slow. It's my first time, guys. But
You are slow. Yep.
nah, obviously a very good win by our boys, the Mighty Baggers, yesterday. The
Bloody
boys are going well.
Baggers, please.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? We
yeah. 10-goal win.
yeah, a bit of a strange
Which were
one.
good early.
Yeah, it was the first half was quite an arm wrestle, I reckon, and then felt like that we had a bit of a patch in the third quarter where we put the foot down and we kicked 5 goals in a space of 10 minutes or whatever. So I think we've been doing that quite well lately, where we have a burst of a quarter or half a quarter where we put the game to bed nearly. So I thought Richmond were really, really competitive all day, and definitely got some really good young players that are going to be really, really strong players for them. So
Were you concerned at all? Obviously, they had a bit of a run in the second quarter. They'll come back. Like, what was the feeling amongst the players out there?
you know what it's like. We always talk about, like, no matter who you're playing or what the ladder says, like, every game's going to be competitive. And majority of games, even if it's, for example, yesterday we ended up winning by 60 points, but 3/4 of that's just a really solid arm wrestle. But I think, when a side's playing really good footy, they're good enough to put the foot down and kind of excel in that last quarter. So a lot of games are just arm wrestle. And we talk about that, about embracing that and knowing that it's going to be just a contest majority of the day. And we know that if we continue playing our way in our system, that we'll take care of it when the game's done. So that was no different. As I said, they were really competitive, and it was a tough game of footy. So I think we're definitely quite happy with how it finished in the end, and our ability to score pretty strong whilst keeping them to, was it 70 points or something, was always a highlight. So no, it was a good day around. I thought it was it's always nice to play at the G. Afternoon slot was a nice change-up. We hadn't played many in a while, so
Yep.
fun
There's one guy I was particularly impressed with, and fellow mid-season draftee, Jacob Blight. He played on you.
Bloody.
Talk to me about his game. What'd you
Killjoy,
like about it? Oh. You reckon? No. H had a solid game himself, but for a guy to come in, and I think it's his second or third week, he's been listed.
Yeah, so
at
he was
Richmond.
he was playing. Where was he playing?
I actually asked him in the last quarter. I was like, "Where'd you play your footy, mate, before this?" And he said Peel Thunder. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, right, there you go, in the waffle. Shout out, Peel
No,
Thunder.
I think he's got the attributes to be a really good player. I think no matter who you are coming in, the complexity of an AFL club and just thinking about all the detail of the game plan and learning everyone's name and like to come in and within a couple of weeks and play a key role is definitely challenging. So yeah, good on him. I thought he's definitely got some attributes of a really good player. So hopefully he goes well.
Yeah,
Good on him.
and it was good to see as well. I thought the small forwards at Carlton not particularly get a good lick of the ice cream, but you and Charlie tend to hog it all. The goals I'm talking about, but
The ice
a
cream.
few boys popped up.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially, I think Raz kicked 4.
Yeah,
Did he?
Dogger, Fog
yeah,
kicked
dogger.
3. It probably gets talked about more now, but that role was quite a challenging role and really unheralded at some times. So for them to get some reward and hit the scoreboard, yeah, really, really pleased for those boys. It's definitely a tough grind, and I know the key forwards can get a bit more attention and a bit more of the ball, or shots at goal, etc. So for those boys to capitalise, and I think the strength of our forward line all year, but especially the last probably month, has been the spread of goal kickers and everyone playing their role well. So those boys did really well, which is great.
Fantastic.
We've got a question from Maddie from Melbourne about your goal kicking.
Hi,
Harry.
Ben and Harry. My name's Maddie and I'm from Melbourne. And my question is for Harry. I was wondering, you seemed pretty flat on the weekend. Were you under the weather? Because I did not see any Zoomies. Thanks.
Yep, that's fair.
The Zoomies.
I don't do Zoomies normally, so
Well, you do.
I'm not sure what that actually alludes to, because I don't really do those celebrations. But no,
Hey, so the Zoomies, like, fill me in. I've
It
listened.
He
to
carries
them
I don't
on.
know,
a bit. He
but
runs
it-
around like a headless chook, basically.
after he slots one.
Yeah. And then
No, I don't.
And so you've stopped doing it.
correct. Ever since we mentioned it on the podcast, he's made a deliberate effort not to do the Zoomies, which is his natural celebration,
Yeah,
and
why
he's
is that?
denying it.
no, it's not.
That's your
unnatural.
trademark.
No, it's not.
trademark,
You
exactly.
didn't even know it until
Yes,
just
you
then.
did.
So
Well, because I've never seen you kick a goal at me, that's all. That
you
training.
should know better than anyone. No, there's no celebration. So no, I think I didn't do anything abnormal. I just my usual getting around my teammates. So yeah, it's about
Cliche,
mate.
isn't
So
Yeah.
yeah.
We've got a point here. You were captured giving out a what do you call it? Like a friendship bracelet post-game, pre-game, which was a nice moment. Do you want to talk to us about that, Harold?
Pardon?
Harold.
Harold. I like that. Harold.
Harold. Yep.
Look like a Harold.
No, it's obviously we've spoken it a few times on the podcast before that fans, it's kind of Taylor Swift inspired, but you give a friendship bracelet out, and quite a lot of open sessions, and you would have had a few, Ben, I'm sure, but
Yep.
fans handing out friendship bracelets has been really lovely. So there's a few people at the club that were saying, "Oh, it'd be nice if we had a few that we could hand back out." So I'm not actually sure who made them for Sunday, but after the game there was a couple there that it's a couple of our staff had to hand out, and there was a little girl behind the cheer squad that I gave it to, and she seemed pretty happy and had a big smile on her face. So that's what it's all about. And
This is post-game or
Annie
pre-game?
from the club made them.
Yeah.
Or Danny, sorry, we can edit that. I can say that again. Danny from the club made them, which was really lovely. And we had the chance to hand them out. So it's always a great moment, even if it's the footy jerseys, like those small balls after the game, or a friendship bracelet like that. Being able to put a smile on someone's face is always a great part of the job. So I'm glad it was well received.
Yeah, that's great. I reckon that's something that this little 7-year-old girl will remember for the rest of her life, and she'll want to keep coming back to the footy and obviously love you and love the club, and that's the good part about footy. I reckon that's something that would have made her day and probably her life. She'll remember for the rest of her life. So that's great,
hopefully.
mate.
Well
Well done.
said.
Good on you, H.
Thanks, mate.
Harold.
Harold?
Yeah.
That'll take off, I reckon.
Harold.
Dad calls Harry Harold
No, he-
sometimes.
Does he?
He used to when I was a
Peter.
kid.
Yeah. He's still a kid,
He looked like a Harold. Just,
doesn't he? He does.
it's
look
like an
Harold.
old name, and
Yeah. Yeah. I know what you mean.
I'm looking at that hairline.
Yeah.
Well, mate, you can't talk.
Anyway, moving on.
Let's move on. Yep.
Moving on.
Keep it
This
rolling.
week was
Gee,
big
another
game
tough week
Friday
first inning.
night.
Yeah, huge game. Another
Massive
6-day
game.
break.
Have you guys beaten anyone inside the top 8 this year?
Oh, yes.
No, I'm genuinely asking.
Yes.
Right.
If you watch football, you'd know. Collingwood, Friday night, big game. Can't wait. 6-day break. I think, as you guys would know, sometimes after a disappointing loss, the best thing is to have a quick week and roll around and Friday night's a perfect opportunity to bounce back. And yeah, obviously it was a draw last time we played them, so looking forward to going up against them again. They're obviously a really strong side, and although they lost on the weekend, they're in pretty good form in general. So two big clubs we speak about a bit in the podcast, Dirds, but the luxury to play in front of big crowds in big games on the sort of prime time stage is pretty cool. So another opportunity to do that, and hopefully we can bounce back and get a good result. So
What matchup do you reckon you're likely to get?
Yeah, good
Benny
question.
boy?
I think Mychek played last week after his injury, so he was back. They're not overly tall. Obviously, Cox is out. I think Kruger might play a bit of forward potentially. So, what footy is these days.
Put them in for 3 each, you reckon?
Yeah. If I was a betting man.
Responsibility, of course.
Yeah, obviously Mychek and maybe Kruger, but it's everyone plays on everyone's sort of style these days. So whoever it is, looking forward to the battle.
Do you want to send him a message while we're on the pod? Do you want to say,
Yeah.
good luck, lads, or anything? that
Shout
might
out
get
to
under
Krugs,
their-
maybe.
yeah.
The
not
Krugs might
particularly.
be listening.
G'day, Krugs. Is that what they do?
When
to
he kicks his 7th, Krugs.
At half time.
Good luck, Krugs.
Krugs.
And our boys, the Baggers, we got the Giants over in Sydney H.
Yeah, we do.
Another big game as well for both clubs.
Yeah, they just keep on rolling over, don't they? The big
It's like
games.
every week. Yep.
Yeah. No, obviously they've been really strong side all year. So second time of playing them, we got over the line late, I think, when we played them first time.
Yeah, we had a good fourth quarter against them.
Yeah, so now should be another big game, and obviously we're in some good form, so hopefully they can continue.
Nice.
Yep. We do have a few more footy questions. Dirds, you can answer this one maybe as well.
Yeah, I think so.
Hi, my name is Olivia and I'm from Kingscliff in New South Wales. I'm just wondering roughly how many kilometres you would run in an AFL game.
Dirt.
That's a great question.
Yeah.
For me, it depends. Depends if you're playing 8:30 in the morning at Sandringham and in the 2s, you might run, I don't know, maybe 8Ks. Or if you're playing V4 or AFL, I'd say on average I'd probably run about 13 and a half to 14.
Yep.
That's a good day for me. What about you?
Yeah, pretty similar. Obviously, we're all key position players, so anywhere between 12 and 15 probably. Yep.
15, you reckon?
Do you know what your PB is?
No.
You know what the most is?
I could tell you. We got it on the app.
No, we don't care.
It tells you the PB on the app.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
for sure. On Smartbase.
What's yours? Yours be
12.
quite low.
50?
11.
Nah. Yeah, I'm pretty similar, about 14, I reckon. But there's a lot of, interestingly enough, Olivia, there's a lot of data that we look at. So total distance, high speed, sprint efforts, meters per minute, change of direction, accels, decels. Like there's a heap of stuff they look at. So, you might have a slightly lower total kilometres game. So you might do 12 instead of 13 and a half, but your high speed stuff, so you're running really quickly that might be like through the roof. So it kind of depends on the game, the conditions, whether we've got the ball a lot or not. So there's a lot of different variables, but different games produce different numbers in terms of running, which is really fascinating.
Yeah, normally
Fun.
like a GPS report. I'm sure most clubs have it. You get a GPS report of all the things Harry just said, your top speed, what you hit, all those sort of things, accel, decel. So yeah, it's very detailed, our report that we get after a game. So it's a really good question.
That's very good.
Yeah.
Maddie from Epping.
Maddie from Epping.
Hi, Ben and Harry. It's Maddie from Epping. What would be your goal song if you got a goal? And go Bombers!
I love the energy, Maddie.
Yeah, I love that.
Love
mate.
it.
Great question, Maddie.
Great question.
Benny, you would have thought about this because you've had a lot of time to think about your next goal. So.
Yeah, I've only ever kicked one.
So you've played 9 years and you've only kicked one goal.
Have you
Correct,
kicked one?
yeah,
When
yeah.
was that?
2022 when I was forward.
That was down in Hobart, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
That's
You
right.
missed
They
a few
threw you
horrors
forward
as
for a
well.
couple.
Yeah. That's a good question. Maybe something Eminem related, just to get the crowd up. I don't know.
The crowd's going to start rapping Eminem.
I don't know.
Maddie's going to be rapping Eminem.
Maybe lose yourself or something, just to get the
Yeah.
atmosphere up. I don't know. Harry?
I reckon I'd go something Taylor Swift, probably.
That's so boring.
Really?
What, you said rap?
Have another go.
Yeah, have another go.
No, it's my question. I'm allowed to answer however I like.
That was
I answered
short
it.
odds for you to say that.
Yeah, it's just.
Well, you want something everyone can engage
Very
with. so
straight bat,
we
mate.
want your honest answer.
That's probably what I'll be. Do you
I'd
actually reckon
go-
we should do that, dudes?
Yes,
Carlton, I reckon we should.
100%.
Because
Yeah.
I was even thinking, like, psyche of a defender. If there's like a big, every time you kick a goal, there's like a sing-along song, or the crowd gets lots of energy, that would annoy a defender.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like I think of
what the crowd
Brisbane.
singing would annoy you.
You think of Brisbane, but like when Charlie Cameron?
Charlie Cameron
Yeah.
gets on a roll. And
But if they're on a roll and you've caught fire and they've kicked a couple of goals, like there's nothing better than like as a player that would be cool, and then be nothing worse as a defender, I reckon.
what's his song? Is it Country Road?
One of them's Country Roads, yeah.
So that's a good song. If I was playing on him, I wouldn't mind him kicking a few, to be honest.
But you wouldn't have a choice, probably. I think you'd do it anyway.
It's a good point.
Yeah.
What would my song be? Probably maybe something country. The Gambler, Kenny Rogers.
Oh, yeah.
That's a cracker.
yeah,
I love that.
yeah.
It's probably my karaoke song too. So there you go, Matty. A few songs for
Great
you.
question, Matty.
Great question, Matty.
Eminem, you should start listening to that if you like. But
Yeah. Anyway, moving on. We actually have a rumour, Dirds, that you're good mates with Wayne from Warragul.
Wayno.
And so we thought we'd revisit the great
Yes.
man. And, well, he's not really a great man.
He's pretty average, but
He's pretty ordinary at times.
Why don't you like him?
Well, let's
Just
listen
cheap
to why we
shots,
don't
but
like
yeah.
him. Yeah,
Cheap shots.
We've got a best of Wayne, so let's have a listen.
G'day, boys. G'day, fellas.
G'day, fellas.
G'day, fellas. It's me. It's Wayne. It's me. It's Wayno. Wayne from Warragul.
Do you remember me? Oh, yeah, probably not. You're never bloody back here, but
Boys, I'm back. Wayne's back. More back than both of you boys' hairlines put together. That's how far back I am. Benny.
now I've also bruised me foot, and I've done it at work here at a freak trolley accident. Yeah, I'm not going to beat around the bush, boys. I'm pretty disappointed. I'm pretty angry, pretty upset. I've been doing it tough the last couple of days, and the reason why that is because of you, Harry. Now, my son Terry the other day showed me a social media post on the Insta network thing, what's it called? And it showed you participating in a City v Country game at training, playing for the City team. Now, I don't know if you've got it through your thick Lego head, but Warragul,
Well said.
where you claim you're from, is in the country.
Hey, Benny, gee, you've been talking the town at Warragul, mate. Talking the town. We hear you're out of contract, you're a free agent, and there's a lot of clubs in the Warragul Dusties League. They're after you, mate. So, apparently you boys try to book a trip to Turkey together. Is that right? Tried to get a bit more treatment on the domes, did you?
Thanks for getting back to us about the hair treatment stuff. Yeah, my son Terry, I might even chuck him on that. He's also got a stumpman's knee for a head like you boys. And if you could be a cricketer, who would you be? Yeah, let us know, fellas. What was your favourite TV show that you used to watch as a kid, boys? And why was it Bananas in Pyjamas? Anyway, fellas, have a good one. Good on you, fellas. Have a good one.
All right, boys, have a good one. All right, boys, have a good one.
Wayno.
Wayno.
How good's that?
Well,
I don't get why you don't like Wayno.
Well, sometimes he's all right, but then sometimes he can be quite mean. And
Is there much behind what he says? Like, you going to Turkey, you boys? Or
I just don't know where he gets his information from. So
how do you know him personally? Because you've never really been to Warragul, have you?
Yeah, well, I do know Wayne, and I know Terry. I'm glad he mentioned Terry.
yeah,
Do you know Terry Moore, and that's how you got to meet Wayne?
Yeah, correct.
Right.
Terry and I played chess together in the local chess league at Warragul.
Yeah.
No, Wayne, he's a good fella, Wayne. He's well known. He obviously knows your parents very well.
Yeah.
Wayno. Yep.
Do you reckon once you're done
similar.
with footy, you will go
He's
and...
a community man, Wayno.
Do you reckon when you've finished footy, you will go and push trolleys with Wayne?
Look, it's an option. He's offered me a job there. You can never have enough trolley pushes out at Warragul, can you? But nah, I love Wayno. It's my favourite part of every episode, actually.
Well, there's always some mixed feedback about Wayne. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of people say, look, don't really love him, don't love the sound of his voice, don't really like his energy.
Do you know who he sounds like, actually? And it just hit me. He sounds a lot like Matt Kennedy.
Yeah, people...
I don't know what his voice sounds like.
Well,
Kennedy.
When you play the Blues next time, mate, you might understand. But
That's not the first time I've heard that.
really,
Yeah. We can't give anything away, but
shout out to Matt Kennedy.
yeah.
Chugger.
Why do they call him Chugger?
Chugger. Don't know, mate. You might have to ask him when you hear his voice
I
for the
actually don't
first
know
time.
why I do.
Anyway.
Anyway, we forgot this off the top, Ben. That was meant to be your job.
Well, obviously, last two episodes we've announced that we are giving away a special prize. Obviously, we played against each other a few weeks ago, so both our match-worn Guernseys will be available as part of a giveaway coming up. So we've finally organised how it's all going to work. So basically, every episode there's going to be a weekly code word. Visit the link in the podcast description and fill out the details. We will draw 2 finalists every week who will go into the draw. From the 16 finalists at the end of the season, we will select 2 lucky winners. You can enter as many times as you want.
Nice. And then this week's code word, Ben, do you want to...
This week's code word is Zoomies, as we spoke about earlier. So,
Why is it that, do you reckon?
well, it's what you do. You're probably better off to explain what it is.
Talk us through it.
Talk us
Again,
through it.
I don't understand it, so I'm not sure why that would be
It's
the
your
code word.
celebration. You carry on and zoom around. So
Dogs historically do zoomies.
like Bunny.
Yeah.
Basically.
Correct.
So this week's code
Well done,
word
mate.
is Zoomies. Zoomies. Zoomies.
Zoomies.
So
Nice. Very good. Lots of entrance.
Do you reckon people would be more after the Carlton or the Essendon Guernsey?
It's not a bad question.
don't know. How many members you guys got? How many fans?
100, over 100.
Yep.
Yep.
It's probably Carlton.
Also forgot to mention you can enter the prize as many times as you want. So there's no
Yeah, there's no cap.
restrictions on how many times you can enter. So
Huge.
Yep.
Great prize.
Bang.
Great prize. Get after it.
Dirds, you could enter, mate, if you want.
Yeah, I'll think about it. Yep.
It's
Got
pretty
enough
easy to do.
Guernseys at home, to be honest.
True. Anyway, twinners and losers.
bang.
Ben and Harry's
I'm so excited for this.
winners
Birds often think I'm a tree.
and losers.
I hate cheese.
Oh my god.
I'll kick us off.
Good luck, mate.
Yep.
All the best.
I don't need luck. My twinner this week is a little shout out to Dyson Heppel. He played his 250th game on the weekend. Probably one of the nicest guys I've ever met in football. So generous. He does a lot of work in the community. He's just a tremendous person, and we're very lucky to have him at the club. And he's such a role model for a lot of people around the footy club. And he's been awesome. So shout out to Hep. Obviously, we didn't get the job done for him, but he's a great person, one of the best I've met. So very generous with his time, very polite, respectful, and caring. So little shout out to Hep.
Yeah, he's a terrific man. I always see him. He lives in the same suburb as me, so I
Yep.
always see him at the shops or down the street. So
Yeah, great man.
Yeah, congratulations, Hep. What do you
Yeah.
call him, Hep?
Don't know. You have to ask him.
Has he got any nicknames?
Other than Hep,
Pell?
Pally?
Pelly?
I haven't heard Pelly actually.
HP?
No, normally
Dice.
just Hep. Dice. Obviously, Dice is pretty generic.
Dyso?
Diso,
Dyson vacuums, maybe?
Yeah, Dyson.
Vacuum, Cume. I don't
Ricky Dyson.
know. He
Shout out
played
Ricky
with
Dyson.
Ricky Dyson.
Yeah,
So.
there you go.
Shout out to Hep. Good man.
Well done, Hep.
No, my twinner, so Bunny just went to the groomers this week, so dude, you would have seen him just before, so
Yeah, he looks great, Bunny.
looks great. Nicely
Had the zoomies. It's like his old man.
Like
nicely
father, like son.
manicured
Yep.
and trimmed, so he smells great. So shout out to the groomers for doing such a great job on Bunny. He's looking really sharp. So yeah, that's my twinner of the week.
Well done, mate.
That's not great, is
Did
it?
they put up a TikTok again and
They
get
did. He did look cute, Bunny.
how many
Yeah,
views this
cute.
time?
No, I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know if they did TikTok, but yeah, originally they did do one, and
You reshared it on Instagram, so I think they must have put something on it.
yeah, I think that was just a reel on Instagram.
Right.
So
Do you want to give him a shout? Did you give him a shout out?
yeah, her name's Eliza.
Eliza.
Eliza the groomer, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yep.
the groomer
Eliza the groomer.
Nice.
does a good job.
Can confirm, did a great job.
Thanks, man.
Yep.
No, absolutely.
Nice.
Yep.
My loser, I don't really have too much. I did hurt myself on Saturday night with a bit of whiplash, so that's the only personal loser. A bit sore, but it's not great.
How's the traffic? No traffic.
We have a unwritten rule we don't speak about traffic on this podcast, Ed, so
We did that for the first
Actually, that could have been
20
my
episodes.
twinner. The traffic getting home yesterday after the G was tremendous.
Shout out to Melbourne traffic.
Melbourne traffic.
If you're on the roads
well, you would
last
leave
night,
what-
that one's for you.
it's still 90 minutes plus after the final siren, so there shouldn't be too much traffic around.
Well, there is sometimes. Because
H
you could actually.
is pretty quick to get out of there. He
No,
wants
I've
to
heard
go,
that.
yeah, he wants to get home and watch the replay.
No,
Oh, yeah.
I'm always usually like one of the last to leave. That much sweet time. But you can actually turn left out of Brunton Avenue, so usually that's shut. You got to get all the way around.
Yeah, I know,
But
yeah.
I just literally, it was shut before, and I was the first car when they'd opened it. So
Nice, man. Timing's
Right,
everything.
so your loser was sore neck.
Yeah, well, it was a
Bruised
person.
neck.
It was no, it was whiplash, mate. It's not funny.
Oh, right, mate.
Mate. Sorry, mate.
Sorry, mate.
Well, I didn't have a heap because it was a pretty good week around. So I just thought a personal loser was a bit sore from the landing I had on Saturday night. But
My favourite part over this series, this podcast, is when you get into Ben about his so-called injuries that he has on it.
Yeah.
There's been a bruised foot. There's
picking
been,
on an injured person, that's pretty
what
tough.
else?
Yeah.
But let's think of the things I can think of. So he's talked about a bruised foot, a toenail. That's
Toenail, that's right.
Toenail, what?
And
That
now,
was on there.
And now a stiff neck.
Stiff
So-
neck. Do you know,
Yeah,
and it brings me to this.
I'm
One time,
giving insight into my life, which is what a podcast is about, Sam. So
once upon a time, so this is another story. Back in 2018, we were stuck in the twos in the VFL, playing for North VFL, and I played a game out at Beaconsfield, which is a bit of a way away.
Yeah,
And
yep.
during that game, I happened to break my leg. Sorry,
Broke your leg.
couldn't get it out. Yeah, broke my leg, and anyway, as I was getting wheeled into the ambulance, this bloke Benny pops his head through, and I was getting slapped up by a few boys, like, "Oh, bad luck, mate. Stiff. Season's done. Everyone's getting around me." Benny, before they shut the door, goes, "You're weak, mate."
That's so bad.
That's weak.
obviously tongue in cheek, I'm sure at the time.
It was very funny because I was
was
pretty
funny.
flat.
Yeah,
I
exactly
I
right.
saw the funny side to it, but that was the words that come out of your
Yeah.
mouth.
Well, I made you laugh, didn't I? Everyone else was being
So he
serious.
said
stuff.
weak as pissed here as he was sitting
Yeah.
there
He said-
with a broken leg.
Yeah, he did say
and
that.
you had a laugh and probably made yourself feel a bit better. So.
And here you are saying your loser is a sore neck.
Well, as I said, I'm just giving insight. mate.
Pathetic.
Yeah. What was yours?
Pathetic.
No, actually, not to go and lie, I didn't really have. No, actually,
So
the only
what
one.
would you prefer? Like
but no, listen,
You guys
average
have
one?
all
yeah,
week.
Yeah, listen.
All week to come up
I
with
was gonna
something.
go.
You've come up with that, and you
I
can't.
was going to say, mine is like a. We love that the Origin was on.
Yep.
Origin was great. The only thing is when they play like a cross-coded game on an AFL venue, just what it does to the ground. And
The ground was in pretty good nick, really.
it was all right, but like the lines and
Yeah.
just that's just a little
Sure, that's a loser.
thing up. Well, that was just my personal.
Prefer to have Origin at the MCG and then.
Yeah, that's
play
why I'm saying
two
it's not
days
a
later.
huge loser because like we love the Origins there, but just whenever there's like even if it's like a soccer game before Etihad or something. So that's just my
Neither here or there.
Life's
Anyway.
hard playing on the G,
Yeah,
guys. Don't go
exactly.
playing on the G because there's different lines every
Spot
now
on.
and then on the oval. It's a tough one.
If you can, please leave us a review on Apple and hit the bell on Spotify, Dirds. Are you aware of that?
I am now.
Yep.
Thanks for telling me. Yeah.
Yep. So you'll get
Have you
notified when the new
subscribed?
episode.
I'll do that now if you want. Do you want
That'd
me
be
to do it?
great.
Nah, can't be stuff.
Yep. Went to the DMs.
So much for hosting this thing, mate.
Yeah. You've been
Oh, we're up to the
liability.
DMs,
Oh,
aren't we?
From now on, you're known as
Rollo,
li-
you're pretty safe, I reckon, mate.
liability. I reckon Rollo's
Warm
safe.
this seat up for you, Rollo. You'll be back.
Yeah, Rollos. Yeah. Anyway.
First up, Asher from Geelong.
Asher here from St Leonard's Geelong. I was just wondering who from each team eats the most lollies at half time. Go the Blues.
We don't really have lollies in the rooms, to be honest.
What was that vision back in the day, Brendan Goddard, when he tipped over all those lollies? for
Oh,
the
he
Bombers?
smacked the
Pretzels.
pretzels or something. And Heb was just walking past, like, what are you doing?
Hep.
No, we don't have lollies, actually, so can't answer that. Sorry, Matt.
We do, but all ours are like divvied up into have you like your Ziploc bag of a few lollies, a few like gels, kind of
Yeah.
whatever you want really.
There might be some crackers, bit of fruit, any little electrolyte drinks, things like that. So, yeah, there's plenty of options.
What's your choice of lolly?
Well, we're pretty big on this, like the sour worms.
Sour worms. Yeah.
I reckon they're
Great
quite
combo.
tasty.
Nice.
Yeah, half time.
I love Allen's pineapples. It's a bit strange, but
It's quite specific.
It's very
yeah,
specific.
love them.
Yeah.
The peaches are pretty good there. Those ones.
Yep.
Peaches, yeah.
Yep.
Yes, out of the party mix.
Yep.
No, they do great things, those.
Yeah.
Shout out to them. Yep.
Well said.
Yep.
Jackie from Yarraville.
Hey boys, it's Jackie from Yarraville here. Love the pod. My question is for Ben. If you were on a long haul flight, would you rather be stuck sitting next to Harry or your most annoying teammate? Go Bombers.
Oof,
Thanks, Jackie.
great question.
Great question.
Yeah, well, I think my most annoying teammate is probably the funniest teammate. So Hindy can be funny and annoying at the same time. So
Hindy? Who's Hindy?
Hindy.
Nick Hind.
Why do they call him Hindy?
Don't know.
Hindo.
I've never understood that. So I'll probably go Hindy because he's pretty small. So at least you get a bit of leg room.
Did you do that cheese thing yet?
What
Someone
cheese
was
thing?
like,
Yeah, I'll listen to
someone
it,
was
yeah.
like, one of the questions was, can you get like one of those like American cheese and slap it on the back of his
plastic cheeses.
That'd be so funny.
I'll have to ask that tomorrow to him.
You have to do
I
that.
don't think he'd be too happy with that, but bugger him. We'll do it.
So what was your answer? Yes or no?
Well, I said Nick Hind. if you were listening.
So you'd rather sit next to Hindo?
Yes.
Yep.
He's the most annoying teammate.
Well, he's funny and annoying at the same time, yeah. So that's why we love him.
Good on you, Hindy.
Well done, Hindo.
Hindo?
Shads, what about yourself?
Yeah.
Well, I'd rather sit next to myself or Ben's most annoying teammate.
Yeah. If it was roles reversed.
Who's our most annoying teammate?
Imagine Alex Chincotta just sitting there just saying some weird stuff non-stop on a big flight to Perth for 5 hours. However long.
We love Chinks, but he'd say some rogue stuff. I reckon.
He would. Chinks.
So the poor bloke that gets tagged by him every week.
He's just specimens. Chinks, we love him.
Really love him. No, I'd rather Sinks than Ben, probably. Yeah. Yep.
Ah, well said.
No doubt.
I'd agree.
Yep. So, anyway.
Lucy from Chadstone is next.
Hi guys, this is Lucy from Chadstone. I was just wondering what your dream holiday destination is. Go Blues.
I'd love to go to Switzerland.
Switzerland?
Yep.
Yeah, that's on the list.
Yep.
Why is that?
It just looks beautiful. Obviously, a nice part of the world. Roger Federer's from there, obviously. So,
Of course.
every photo or video I've seen looks beautiful. It's obviously not too far away from Italy, where we were last year. So, wouldn't mind getting back to that area.
Maybe a nice place to propose.
Potentially.
Bino?
You are Jew, aren't you?
Stewie Jew.
Stewie Jew.
Well, no,
Shout out.
not necessarily. I'm in no rush. So
Mate, that's the place to do it.
Switzerland.
Perfect backdrop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice walk somewhere.
Yep. Well, you're next. You're before me. So
Next.
for the listeners, Dirds has been dating Megan for how many years now?
5 years.
Yeah, so that's
You've been 10
ample.
years with Taylor, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we met at school, so it's a bit different.
How's that different?
Yeah, is that different?
It just is.
10 years.
It's not 10 years, 9 years.
Taylor's sitting at home right now, just like thinking about the day.
How lucky
When is
she
it going to
that
happen?
she's with me, yep.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I feel very sorry for her. Don't know how she's done it.
dream destinations?
Don't know about dream. I'd love to do a bit more travel. I haven't done America yet, so that would be cool. A few more places in Europe would be cool as well. Don't know. Yeah, I loved Italy. Italy was great. So even though I've been there before, going back to Italy would be cool.
Yeah, that's good.
Shads, anything?
Switzerland's right up there for me as well. I'd love to do a little tour around Europe and have a look at all the war fronts from World War One and Two and whatnot. I reckon that'd be pretty cool.
You into your war, eh?
Love it. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
get around it. That'd be nice. Something to experience. Watch a bit of sport in Europe as well. Bit of soccer.
Nice, mate.
Yeah.
Nice, man.
You're allowed to dream, so it's good.
We all have a dream. And lastly, Maya.
Hi guys, my name's Maya from Calcalo in Victoria. I was just wondering, what are your top superstitions before games, and what are the craziest ones that you know of?
It's a good question.
You boys would be weird, I reckon. You'd be something rogue.
I don't really have too many superstitions, Maya, to be honest. I'm not one of those guys that has to put the left boot on or right boot on first or anything like that. So, yeah, nothing really, to be honest.
I used to a few years ago have as a pre-game meal white rice, banana, honey, sultanas and salt all mixed together.
Hang on.
Yeah, but not anymore.
You have said this on the podcast, I remember, actually.
Where'd you get this idea from?
Pendles did it, didn't
No, yeah, there's like the dietitian that a few of us had worked with in the past. And that was, they're all like just quick release, high carb foods, but.
Was that before you were playing twos? Or?
No, this is like 2021, 22.
Wouldn't have been far off.
How'd you go that year?
You were right, relatively consistent.
How'd you go that?
Didn't want to say it.
No, it was okay.
First bit of humility he's ever shown in his life.
So, do you have any superstitions?
No.
Big Benny?
Not really.
You don't?
I think there's probably.
You don't comb your hair for a while? There's not much left.
My hair's looking great, to be honest. No, not really. I think there's probably some part of your routine that you do every week, but I wouldn't call it a superstition. So,
yeah, okay.
Yeah, I think we can probably all agree superstitions aren't the best things to have. So, I don't have any. So,
you Shads?
Nah, not really superstitious. Same like with routine. But is there anyone that you know of?
You comb your mustache, don't you, every game? Before every game?
Yeah, I do actually.
Yeah.
I'll style my mustache.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nigel. Big Nigel mustache. So
I can't really think of many boys at the club that have any real weird ones.
I think gone are the days
No.
of the real hard superstitions. I feel like everyone's sort of moved past them a little bit, but if anyone's got some, let us know. It'd be cool to hear.
Yeah, I need to get my career firing, so maybe a superstition might help. Send them through, guys.
Very good.
Very good.
That's technically all we've got, Shads.
Yep.
Remember, we're on Instagram and TikTok. Head to Ben and Harry Podcast, at Ben and Harry Podcast. Send us a DM. YouTube as well.
Yep.
Bang. Yeah. How'd you go, mate? What'd you reckon?
Wow. I was a bit rattled on a couple of things, but you reckon Rollo's safe or not?
I think he's never been safe.
Rollo's going to enjoy another pint, I reckon, while we're sitting by the beach.
Rollo. Nah, boys, I had a lot of fun. Thanks for having me in.
We'll have to get you in another time, mate.
Please do. Yeah.
Yeah, don't hold your breath.
Well,
No, I appreciate you coming
No, it
in
was
off
good,
short
mate.
notice, mate. As we
Good,
said,
man.
there was
good
there was
fun.
plenty before you in the plan, but for you to give up your afternoon on late notice and come in and
sort of shadow like you normally do. That was great.
Yeah.
Thanks,
It
mate.
was
Shadow.
a busy schedule I had, so you're lucky I'm here.
Yeah. Any
Shadow.
final thoughts, mate, before we
Up the baggers. That's all I got.
go Blues?
Oh,
as we
God.
say.
Go Dons.
No, good work. Thanks, fellas.
Thanks,
Thank you.